my makeup looks a little stupid today, but I have a low quality camera, so you cannot tell, and that is fine. Today I had the day off, so I decided to go book shopping at a secondhand bookshop, and then I was like, I've never done a haul video. I should do a haul video. Okay, but all the books I'm going to be talking about today aren't the books that I only got today. They also include some of the books I got the previous time, but still haven't read. I'm not okay. I buy too many books. It's okay. Okay, these are all secondhand books, so I think together they're pretty cheap. Here's just me trying to justify why I spend money on these books. Okay, so these are all the secondhand books I bought in the month of, August, September, and I think, what was the month before September? August? Yeah, so these are all the second-hand books I got in those 3 months. The first one, I was so excited. The thing about me, when I go to a second-hand bookshop, I never go looking for specific books because you never know what you're going to find. Sometimes I see a book that I've read but I don't own, so I'll be like, hello, I do this way too much and it's annoying even me. First one, I first discovered it as a movie and I thought it was just based off of a Japanese movie, and then I found out, no, it was based on a book, and I was shooketh to my core, and I was also very happy about it, and that is Ring by Koji Suzuki. So there is a movie about this stunning lady. Oh, also, fun fact, all my secondhand books smell like Dettol because I clean them with Dettol. This one is based on, it's not based on anything. There's a movie based on it, but I loved that movie growing up. I used to watch it so much, which is not good. I was very small when I watched it, but I love it because I used to have really long hair, and then the main girl in the book, what's her name? Samara? Is it Samara? Okay, I can't see the name Samara anyway, but you know that pretty girl? She crawls out of a well and she crawls out of the TV, and then in that screen they're like, Cindy, your TV's leaking. You know what I'm talking about. So I used to, when I had long hair, just throw my hair over and be like, ugh, fun. It's always so nice to scare people. So I bought this book and I really want to read it. She's a hardcover, so she was really cheap, and I'm really glad I got her. The next series, I was very lucky. I haven't even taken the ribbon off. This is the Millennium Trilogy by Stieg Larsson. So it is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Played with Fire, and The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. And that is this series. It came in a pretty little bind up, I guess, so let's take it off. Yeah, I also got this for really cheap because they're quite old. As you can see, those spines are cracked. And the page is just a little old, but yeah, it's fine. I got it for really, really cheap, and I am too dumb to take this off. No, I got it. What did I got? Yay! So it's Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, The Girl Who Played with Fire, The Girl Who Kicked the Hornet's Nest. So I don't like the covers that much, they're not like appealing, but I would want to read this trilogy, and it was such a good deal that I couldn't not take it. So for those of you who don't know, Stieg Larsson wrote the books, but they were published after his death. And there is still a continuation of the series, but he's not the one, obviously. So he wrote these 3, but someone else, another author, is continuing with the rest. It'll depend on how I feel about these 3. I'll check to see how I feel, and then I will decide if I want to continue with the rest of the series. But yeah, I'm really excited about these 3. I have to be honest, I don't know what this series is about. I know this one, like The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, is like a super computer hacker type of person. Yeah, she's a genius computer hacker. The reason I really want to read these is because I'm just interested in this like Swedish crime novel phenomena that's happening. I don't know if I'm wording that right, but there's a lot of Swedish authors writing these crime fictions, and it was just so highly praised. So that's why I also want to read this. Also, Stieg Larsson, he died in 2004. So he never saw his books get published, and I think that's very tragic. He never saw how popular they became. It became a movie, and he was a journalist. And for those who, none of you probably know, but I'm studying journalism, and it's a field that I'm very interested in. But I also like fiction. So it's a journalist that wrote this book. I think that's something that's probably common. I'm just dumb. But for those reasons, I think I would really like to read this book, or the series. The thing is, if I don't like it, I can always go to that bookshop and be like, here, and then I get points and I can buy something else with those points, another book. Okay, this next book, so I picked it up because I was actually very interested in reading some of my friends' favorite books. I think if you read someone else's favorite book, you get to know a lot about them, which is why I always want to know people's favorite book. So this was one of my friends, and she said that her favorite book, I burped. She said her favorite book is A Trip to the Stars by Nicholas Christopher, and I really like this cover. It's so beautiful as well. So like, no regrets, no regrets. I didn't know about the existence of this book before she told me about it. I literally knew nothing about it. So I'm very excited. She's a bit thicky. She's a thickie. Yeah, she goes to the 500 page and the words are quite small. And I'm a wump, but it's fine. So this is about a 10-year-old boy named Enzo and his aunt. They go to a planetarium and then they get separated. And I think the book chronicles their 15-year-long journey to try and find each other again. And from what I understand, this book goes all over the world. There's parts in New Orleans and there's parts in Vietnam. I don't know if this is magical realism, but from reading the synopsis, I would think it is. Also, along the journey, they meet a lot of different people, and all these people are also searching for something, whether it's a lost love or mystery, or all of them are on their own journey looking for something. This book is described as a coming-of-age story because Enzo is 10 years old at the start of the novel. His aunt, they say it's his young aunt. I'm not sure how old she is. The aunt's name is Marla. Okay, now I start with the books that I got today this morning. I went to the bookshop. Like I said, I don't go to the bookshop looking for specific books, but sometimes I'm like, I have an idea of the books I'm looking for. So this time I went, I was like, okay, I would like Christine Feehan. I'm not sure how you say her name. I think it's Feehan or Feehan. I was like, maybe I should get into books. I found some, but I wasn't really interested in them, so I didn't pick them up. I was also looking for Karen Slaughter books, but I was looking for specific ones, and I couldn't find those specific ones. And then I was just hoping, by luck, by chance, someone hear me. I wanted Rosemary's Baby. So clearly, like, these are all a bit, especially I think the Karen Slaughter and like Rosemary's Baby, they're like thrilling reads. So I couldn't find any, but I did find this one by Poppy Z. Bright, and it's called Swamp Fetus. There were quite a few of her books, and I was like, okay, I've never read a book by her, I've never heard of this author, so let me just pick up one and see how it goes. This is a horror fiction, but this one is a collection of short stories. I was reading the back and I just saw New Orleans and I was like, yes girl, scary book set in New Orleans. Who is she, who am I? Yeah, I'm here for it. Yes, the author is also born in New Orleans, so I don't know, I've never even been to the US, but I just think New Orleans looks so pretty. I want to go there one day. So there are 12 different stories in this book. One is in Georgia, one is in New Orleans. I don't know what the others are, they don't say. So one is called Xenophobia, but xenophobia is a pretty real issue. Anyway, so yeah, I picked this up. It's pretty thin, so I wanted to get a spooky book because I actually do like thriller horror books. The next one I got, I was not looking for it. I didn't know about this book. I know the author, but I haven't heard about this book at all, and that is Dawn by Octavia Butler. So she usually writes science fiction books. I'm not sure if she also writes fantasy, but I know sci-fi for sure. I don't like, this is like a mass market paperback, which I'm not a fan of, but I actually do read them. And I actually like the cover. Like, I really like the cover. This book is about Lilith Yapo, who wakes up from a century-long sleep, and when she wakes up, she's an alien in the spaceship. And then she learns that these aliens came to Earth, and they rescued the human race. They eradicated diseases, they cured cancer, they increased human resistance. But now they want to take humanity and give us their alienness. Also, this alien race called the Oankali, they are genetic engineers. They want to manipulate our genes, give us the alien genes and take our human genes. I haven't read the book, but I'm like, yes, take my human genes and give me the alien genes. Maybe that's the wrong opinion to have, but I haven't read this book yet, so. Also, I just really want to read a book by Octavia Butler because I know Kindred is the only one I know and I've not read it, so I just think it's time. The next book I picked up, I actually have been thinking about getting this one for a while, so I was pretty happy when I saw it there. It is cheaper than the regular store, but it's in pretty good condition, so it's more expensive than all the other books. So this is the first book in the Skullduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy. This book follows Stephanie. I don't know if Stephanie's this one or that one, but it's about Stephanie. Her uncle Gordon, I believe is his name, is a horror fiction writer, and he dies, and he leaves everything to Stephanie, and then she's like, well, everything is not what it seems, which is all books. And then she's pursued by evil forces, and her help comes from a wisecracking skeleton. That was a skeleton, I believe. So the skeleton used to be a sorcerer, and they don't say, all they say is he's a wisecracking skeleton of a dead sorcerer. So I've seen the series everywhere. They are like, I think at the moment they're 13 13 or 12 books in the series, so I really want to pick that up. Again, there's a little, I mean, I hope the horror is strong in this, because I would assume so, because her uncle was a horror fiction writer, but this is, I think, a YA series. It's not adult. The last book I picked up was a complete surprise. I wasn't looking for it. I didn't think I'd find it, but it is a book that has been on my list, that I've, on my like TBR, I've wanted to read this book for a while now, and then I saw a copy. It's pretty damaged, but girl, I don't care. And that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. So ever since I started watching BookTube, I believe I've seen this book a lot. Okay, actually, I've also seen this book recommended on so many recommendation books for Ravenclaws, and I am a Ravenclaw. Could you tell? Could you tell I'm Ravenclaw? Don't judge my eyeliner. It's a new eyeliner. I don't like this brush. I really don't like it. It's not good. So this one is it's like a post-apocalyptic book. I'm not sure if it would can be defined as post-apocalyptic or dystopian, but there is a disease, some sort of disease that wipes out most of humanity, but then you get these different settlements, and this book follows a group of actors going from one settlement to the other, acting out Shakespeare plays. I've never heard anything bad about this book, so I'm really looking forward to reading it. As you can see, this copy is, it's a beautiful cover, but it is a bit damaged here at the ends and there and there. Also, I'm pretty sure this is the US cover. I don't think the UK cover looks like this at all. I think the UK cover is like really ugly, man. So I think it's ugly cover, so I'm glad I got this one. That's all the thing that I like about the secondhand bookstore, is people buy books from all over the world, and then they'll just go leave it there. So you get books from, anyway. So here are all the books that I got from a secondhand bookstore recently, and I'm excited to read them. I don't know what else to tell you, fam. What's up, fam? It's always, as much as I buy new books from stores, I think it is also important to buy secondhand books sometimes, and to, you know, so I know these books they all really look like they've been well loved by people. I will still date all them. So that is my haul. I'm really happy with it. I think I got a variety of books, and I think I got some really good books. I hope I love them all. Well, there you guys go. I really enjoy watching hauls, so I thought, let me make one. Especially because I think, you know, consumerism doesn't get me as much as it would I buy these books brand new. Thank you for watching this video. You can subscribe if you want to. I really appreciate it. I reply to all your comments. If you have read any of these books, let me know and be like, read it, read it, read it, read it. Then I will probably read it first. And have a good day.